Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Please subscribe, guys. It really does help with the algorithm, and a thumbs up never hurts as well. No keys, no cheese here on Twitter. This is coming from @BitcoinZay. 20 years ago, if somebody told you that a country was using volcanoes to create money and another country was planning to use waterfalls to do the same, would you think I was crazy? Well, welcome to crazy times, because this is precisely what El Salvador is saying. I don't know if you guys caught this. I didn't report on it, but, just more with the El Salvador news and Bitcoin. El Salvador mines Bitcoins worth $269 with volcano-powered energy, and now we are seeing the same kind of idea in Colombia, using their natural resources to produce electricity that could mine Bitcoin. So this out of Colombia, a high-profile Colombian politician has suggested the country look into El Salvador for inspiration and mine Bitcoin using renewable energy instead of producing cocaine. It's a novel concept. Gustavo Petro, a leftist senator, retweeted a story about El Salvador President Nayib Bukele announcing that the country had started mining Bitcoin using volcanic energy. Of course, he commented, "What if the Pacific coast took advantage of the steep falls of the rivers of the Western Mountains to produce all the energy of the coast and replace cocaine with energy for cryptocurrencies?" President Bukele, who made Bitcoin legal tender in El Salvador last month, claims the Central American nation will mine Bitcoin using geothermal power from its volcano. So I did talk about that concept, but I did not. I haven't talked about it in a while. I mean, I guess I'm still curious to see how this experiment is going to go, although it does sound like people are starting to warm up to this, and now, other politicians in other countries are realizing this and understanding the opportunities here. So for countries like Colombia, they could use natural resources like waterfalls to mine Bitcoin, and, he could be onto something here. It's not so far-fetched, especially considering how far we've come when we, take a currency now and think to ourselves, well, this has value and all you really need is electricity to make it. But it also has to make sense. So how can we harness our natural resources to mine for Bitcoin? And, these are brilliant ways to do this, in my opinion. No keys, no cheese here on Twitter. Got to thank him for posting that. I also like that name here, no keys, no cheese. Essentially saying if you do not have your private keys, you will not have access to the value of your cryptocurrency. And speaking of El Salvador, guys, I saw another one here from Wrath of Kahneman, not positioning a connection, he's saying. So he's not actually stating that there is an official Ripple connection, but we do know Ripple is a partner of Banco Hipotecario. And here's something else that's going on in El Salvador. Banco Hipotecario, an open bank project, bid to facilitate Bitcoin adoption in El Salvador. So last month, of course, as we know, El Salvador became the first country to accept Bitcoin as legal tender. State-owned Banco Hipotecario has teamed up with open source API specialist Open Bank Project, which has in turn called in its partner API 3 to help provide Bitcoin-enabled open banking services. The alliance has selected Cuerdo's decentralized custodial infrastructure to power Bitcoin banking. Meanwhile, Sovereign, the Bitcoin native decentralized trading and lending platform, will provide the financial services framework for traditional banks to build applications, or dApps, offering DeFi services such as lending, swaps, and trading. And the president of Banco Hipotecario, Salina Badilla, said, "We are closer than ever to achieving true financial inclusion, and I am proud that Banco Hipotecario is the first bank at the national level to carry out this type of alliance. Now everyone has their eyes on our country and on our bank." So that coming from the president of the bank in El Salvador, who is in fact doing this. And again, Banco Hipotecario partnered with Ripple. Don't know if this is connected, but again, wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for posting that. And as we're seeing new developments in the space occur, we also have to think of where the future is going to be with regards to payments. And, there are a lot of, especially if we are going to go full-fledged on digital payments and we're going to need some kind of mechanism to transfer value. And if they are looking to abolish cash, and by they, I think you guys know who I mean, we have to find ways where if there is no cell service or electricity or internet connectivity, we still need to be able to make payments. And so I saw this, interesting, coming from Bondcrypt XRP here, posted this: XRP ledger payments could go offline with new proof of payments protocol, which means you can still send a crypto payment even if you are not online. Offline payments might soon be featured on the XRPL as developers at XRPL Labs, the software company behind the XRPL-based digital payments protocol solution, recently revealed the prototype of their proof of payments protocol. During a presentation, so this happened at Apex last week, XRPL Labs developers showcased a demo of XPOP, or proof of payments protocol, that will equip the blockchain to initiate XRPL-based transactions without an internet connection. And so here's a tweet to that effect. Any device integrated with the XPOP protocol will be able to issue a QR code through which holders of XRPL-based assets can make payments instantly without both sides being online. The developer hoped this would further diversify the ledger's use cases and can be utilized by devices that are not connected to the internet at all times. This includes locations such as bus stands, parking meters, and vending machines. I don't know why they'd use those as examples. Nevertheless, in a tweet, representatives of XRPL Labs also highlighted that this would mark a shift in focus for the ledger as they try to solve the chicken and egg problem, or who came to the industry first. The blockchain will shift its focus from being entirely on the ecosystem and end users to retail adoption. They added, XPOP is one of the useful developments for future retail adoption, and so for the entire ecosystem. Think about that for a second now. Now there will be zero excuse to pay digitally. If, in fact, you can, even if you do not have connectivity, make a payment over the XRPL. This is going to be a game changer, and I think the lads over there at XRPL Labs also know this. The company further stated that the prototype is the intellectual property of the XRP Ledger Foundation, which is a non-profit that coordinates community-driven initiatives for the XRPL community. Hence, they will only publish XPOP's source code when its public beta version is released on the testnet. So, these guys have been funded clearly by the XRP Ledger Foundation to do this particular project, and therefore it could be copyrighted by XRP Ledger Foundation. Another thing just occurred to me. Why Ripple, particularly Ripple, is funding all these initiatives through what was originally the Spring Initiative and now called Ripple X. But hear me out here, because this is different than Ripple X. I'm just bringing up this article here from last September of 2020. New XRP Ledger Foundation gets $6.5 million in donation from Ripple and others. So Ripple obviously has their fingers in this pie as well, along with Coil and GateHub, the other funders of this non-profit and open organization. And so think about it for a second. If they do fund these developers to work on the XRPL, not only are they getting that flywheel effect moving, not only are we getting more utility for XRP on the XRPL, but they are also going to hold the intellectual property for all these new mechanisms, for example, XPOP or Proof of Payments Protocol, that would not necessarily need to be online. And think of how game-changing even one of these inventions could be. The rich just get richer, in this case, Ripple Labs. As soon as that IPO comes out, I am buying Ripple stock right away. And it's funny, right? Because even though Ripple is in court, and even though it doesn't seem that there's a lot going on, at least not in the United States, there's still a lot of XRP moving, which, has always got me scratching my head. It doesn't seem like this has let up. This from Michael at Val5Links, just pointing out that another 101 million XRP has been transferred. So blockchain Twitter bot Whale Alert has noticed that there has been a recent transaction of 101 million XRP. 1/5 of this amount has been sent to Huobi trading giant over the past 10 days. 83.5 million XRP has been transferred by Ripple specifically. So despite the fact that we're seeing Ripple in court and we're not really even hearing that much news other than the court news and maybe some partnership news here and there elsewhere around the world, we are nevertheless seeing all this XRP being transferred regularly. So it gets me scratching my head. Are they preparing for something? Is it that institutions are ramping up, waiting for this lawsuit to be clear? In which case, in that event, they would know, okay, we know it's going to be a positive outcome for Ripple, and therefore we should be prepared with our XRP. There could also be just private investors saying, well, I want to be holding XRP once this lawsuit is clear so that I do not have to purchase it later. Again, we also have to remember many exchanges in the United States are still not trading XRP, at least not to the retail trader. So it's only over-the-counter trades, I think, for financial institutions, for people in the know who are able to purchase XRP, at least in the United States. Anyway, something to make note of, considering this is also happening here, guys, and I saw this from Cointelegraph. Did you know that the Office of the Controller of the Currency, they are seeking a new leader, and nominee Saul Omarova is receiving pressure over a paper she wrote in college, and Senator Pat Toomey is calling her out on this. Let me read you guys this because I think this is important for somebody who is up to be the Office of the Controller of the Currency. So Pat Toomey, a Republican member of the United States Banking Committee, is attempting to pressure the nominee for the head of Office of the Controller of the Currency into handing over her 1989 university honors thesis about Karl Marx. The Biden administration formally nominated Kazakh-born attorney Saul Omarova, who has been characterized by critics as both anti-bank and anti-crypto, to head the financial regulator on September 29th. In vague echoes of McCarthyism, Toomey believes the thesis may show that Omarova has sympathies towards Marxist views. And some may think this is silly, but this is not silly. These people exist, and if these people were to have influence within the United States financial system, this could spell a lot of trouble. She's already been characterized as having anti-bank and anti-crypto views. Well, Omarova has lived in the U.S. since 1991 and previously served as an advisor to the George Bush administration, George W. Bush. She previously attended Moscow State University during 1988 and 1989 on the Lenin Personal Academic Scholarship. In an open letter to Omarova published on Tuesday, Toomey claimed that she had deleted references. So here's the other thing that's super shady. Toomey claimed that she had deleted references to her thesis, Karl Marx's Economic Analysis and the Theory of Revolution in the Capital, from her current resume with Cornell Law School, adding that the paper was featured on her resume in April 2017. So she deleted the fact that she had written this paper, but in April 2017, when she was not a nominee for the OCC, that reference was indeed on her resume. So here she is, guys. Saul Omarova, I don't know how to pronounce that, currently up for the Office of the Controller of the Currency in the United States. And just to get you guys up to speed, in case you do not know what Marxist theory is, Karl Marx was a philosopher, author, and social theorist and economist. He is famous for his theories about capitalism and communism. And so what is Karl Marx's theory? Marxism is a social, political, and economic theory originated by Karl Marx, which focuses on the struggle between capitalists and the working class. He believed that his conflict would ultimately lead to a revolution in which the working class would overthrow the capitalist class and seize control of the economy. So this is the kind of person we are dealing with, folks. Pat Toomey has every reason to be concerned here. The archived resume, I'll go back to this. The archived resume indicates that the paper was written as part of Omarova's diploma with honors in philosophy. Toomey states that he is requesting the document so that the Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs can fully assess the fitness of individuals who serve in Senate-confirmed executive and independent agency positions. He said committee staff had first requested the document from Omarova in September, but we have not received any assurances that the committee would receive a copy of the paper in a timely fashion. The Biden administration has received criticism over Omarova's nomination, with detractors pointing to her 2020 statements cheering for lawmakers to effectively end banking as we know it. Does that sound familiar to you guys? Perhaps a Great Reset, a World Economic Forum sympathizer? Omarova has also characterized cryptocurrency as a symptom of the existing dysfunctional financial system. So these are all her words here, guys. Not cryptocurrency friendly, perhaps a World Economic Forum ideologist and appointed by the Biden administration. Yeah, Joe Biden, the same guy who said this back in 2013.
The affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order.
So you heard it from the current president, Joe Biden of the United States, way back in 2013. And his administration is appointing this woman here, Saul Omarova. And somebody please, I know I'm probably not pronouncing this right, somebody please do correct me in the comments section. I implore you, please do correct me, because I don't want to keep hacking people's names. I guess I'm just concerned because, you know, we had Brian Brooks at the helm promoting and fostering cryptocurrency adoption, moving into the future with financial technology. And so could it be one step forward, two steps back, if this person, Omarova, becomes the new head of the office of the controller of the currency. She is purposely trying to hide her Marxist ideologies, removing it from her resume, and she has been openly critical of the banking system and cryptocurrencies, calling crypto dysfunctional and effectively calling the end of banking as we know it. But that's just my opinion, guys. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.